This lesson is about how we can understand there are 5 different entry points or layers that readers and writers use to analyze texts from all different genres. Let's think about the word expect for a minute. As a human being, we have certain expectations of things. For example, we have expectations when we walk into a grocery store. Okay, so I want you to think about what those expectations are. What do you expect to see? Well, we certainly don't expect to see this, right? We expect to see the grocery store organized and structured. And we know that the owners and managers of the grocery store do this with purpose and intent so that you will buy more groceries, spend more money, and have a good experience. So let's think about when we're at the grocery store, what kind of music we hear at the grocery store. Usually it's relaxing music, right? To set the mood and tone and to get you to shop longer and ultimately buy more. And this as well is all done, of course, with purpose and intent. So let's think about the word expect again. Okay, so let's think of it in a restaurant experience. What do we expect to see on a menu? Okay, we don't expect to just a bunch of random list of stuff not grouped at all. We don't expect to see desserts first, right? We pick up a menu, we might see the appetizers list, and then we might see salads or soups. We might see main meals, and then finally desserts, right? So again, things are crafted with intention and purpose, and we come to expect those things without even realizing it. I want you to think about one more place where we expect things. Okay, so think of popular crime shows like CSI, Law and Order, Criminal Intent. Think about what you expect that all detectives will be trained to detect and notice when they arrive on a scene. Okay, so think about that for a second. You could list probably a number of different things, but we would at least expect detectives to be trained to analyze a crime scene, looking at things like the following: maybe how to look at DNA, fingerprints, how to interview witnesses, items broken or missing, weapons, shell casings, right? Detectives are trained to analyze a crime scene, looking at particular things at every crime scene. So I want you to think of yourself as a literary detective. And the analysis period is a simple reminder and tool to use while analyzing things we read all year. When I think about if I had various texts in front of me, from menus to movie scripts to gaming magazines, plays, stories, poems, novels, I want you to think for a second about what you could talk about that would be the same for all texts. Okay, and I want to show you the analysis period because there's 5 broad concepts in there that will help you consume, create, critique, and analyze text so you can become literary detectives. All right, so this is the analysis pyramid, right? And if you'll notice at the base of it is the theme or thesis of a piece. Then comes the structure, craft elements, the tone and mood, and words and phrases. And think of these 5 parts of the analysis pyramid as 5 entry points to discuss a text. And also, when we read a piece, we are always looking, when we read a piece or craft a piece, we are thinking, what does the poet, playwright, author, etc. do with purpose and intent? Or as a reader, what do I expect the poet, playwright, author, etc. to do with purpose and intent? Here's another picture of the analysis pyramid. So what I'd like you to do is to go ahead and sketch the analysis pyramid in your notebook. And if you want to color code it, you can, because that might help you when you go to annotate. You could use the different colors when you notice things like the structure of a text, or you notice things like the tone or mood of the text. You could do those in that particular color. So a quick connection that I want to make is that every question basically on the AP Lit test or the SAT, ACT connects to one or more layers on the analysis pyramid.
Hey, Dad, what's my budget for the party? Like $100? Oh, yeah, that's enough.
Okay, one final connection. When you analyze everything or write everything in this class, the analysis pyramid will guide you in that. So here's a simple example. Yesterday in class, we started taking notes on our novel, and some of you asked me, well, how do I know what notes to take? Well, if you look at the novel notes handout, I put the 5 parts of the pyramid in those questions. So you're going to take notes over a novel, right? Over important words or phrases from the book. You're going to take notes about the tone and mood and language, which is another part of the pyramid. You're going to take notes on how the piece is crafted. Like, how did the author create the setting? How is the author creating the characters? Is there lots of figurative language? Are there memorable symbols, motifs? Those are all craft elements. You're going to think about how the novel is organized, and that could be at the whole entire novel. That could be the sentence structure, how chapters are organized, that sort of thing. And then finally, sort of the base of everything is, what does that all lead you to? What is, the key theme, which is the lesson or insight the author wants you to get about life. And that's the final question. Okay? So when you take your novel notes, just simply remember that the analysis pyramid is a guide to help you sort of take the important notes and thinking you want to hold about your piece.